What's going on, everyone? So the Cleveland Cavaliers have officially advanced. They're set to take on the Boston Celtics in the second round, and the Orlando Magic were eliminated. But Orlando fought the entire way. I mean, I was very impressed with this team. They're incredibly young, incredibly bright future. They're a team that you need to keep an eye out for because they got a lot of young talent. Obviously, they're going to have to make some tough decisions as they progress forward into the future. Guys are going to eventually have to start getting paid, whatnot, but man, that team is they're a lot of fun to watch, right? Paolo Banchero, he's only going to continue to improve, only continue to evolve. So they're going to be a force for quite some time. This is a team with their youth, their inexperience, multiple times in this series. It was like, okay, is this the moment that they collapse? Is this the moment that they crumble? No, they just kept tacking away, kept getting the job done, forced the game 7. I mean, they were looking excellent in the first half, but Cleveland kept doing what they were doing. Donovan Mitchell, absolutely spectacular. We'll touch on him more here in a moment. But, you got to give the credit to the Orlando Magic for just hanging in there, trying to fight. They kind of just couldn't buy a bucket there in the second half, especially that third quarter. And kind of little bit panic mode you saw on a few occasions where they're just kind of shot chucking. But that kind of goes into the inexperience, right? I fully expect as they progress and as they evolve as a team, they're only going to get better. But from the Cavs side of things, right, this is huge for them. They advanced the second round, and now they got to take on the powerhouse that's the Boston Celtics. Personally, I think Boston kind of just runs through them. We'll see. They don't have Kristaps Porzingis. It's very likely that they won't have him during that entire series. But given how this series went, how like Donovan Mitchell reliant they have been, where you saw when they started playing more as a team, they had success, but when things start going bad, they just kind of, here, Donovan, save us. Where I just think Boston has a lot of players and a lot of pieces that can just make things very difficult for Donovan Mitchell. Obviously, he's still spectacular. He's going to get his, but really make him work. You have Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Derek White, Drew Holiday, right? So they can just throw different bodies, different looks when you're talking about Donovan Mitchell. So it's going to be interesting to see the Cavs side of things. But how does this pertain to the Lakers, right? Because this is a Laker channel. Well, both teams pertain to the Lakers. So the Orlando Magic, we'll start there. They want D'Angelo Russell. And just watching this series, they need somebody like D'Lo, that playmaker, right? They need a guy. They don't really have that guard that can get guys going, get guys in their sets, kind of run just the basic actions, right? It's kind of just like they're very running through Franz, running through Banchero, Jalen Suggs doing a little bit, but they don't really have that true like playmaking point guard. So it makes a lot of sense why Orlando is really targeting D'Angelo Russell. Now, we'll see how that progresses because Orlando could just work something out and sign him. More likely than not, I think that D'Lo opts in. They work out some form of sign and trade. I think, that would be best for not only D'Angelo Russell, but the Lakers, and then maybe get some pieces from Orlando. Plus, Orlando, again, they're going to have to make some decisions at some point, so I imagine that they're going to want to, let's get off of some guys that maybe we're looking for to get off eventually, or we're a little like, let's go a different direction with these guys. So I definitely could see something like that playing out this offseason. I would love to get Suggs. I don't think Orlando would trade him. But man, especially if the Lakers are going to end up going and trading for like a Trae, something like that to pair him alongside Suggs. Now you got that point of attack. Now you got that defensive guy, right? We can dream, right? Fingers crossed, put it in the universe. We'll see what happens. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Keep tabs on Orlando this offseason with the Lakers because I'm sure that they'll have some conversations. There'll be some definite discussions there on how they, potential trades, particularly with D'Angelo Russell. They got a couple key pieces that we'll touch on individual players as we move closer into the offseason. But the Cleveland side of things, right? Because again, that pertains to Lakers, particularly Donovan Mitchell. So if the Cavs lose, without a doubt, I think Donovan's gone, right? I think he's just like, dude, I did everything I could. He dropped like 50 in the previous game. He killing it in this half, and this game. He dropped, I think, like 40 in this game. So it's like, if you lose this, it's like, man, like, I need to get out of here. I still believe he leaves entirely. I just think no matter what, he's gone. Like maybe if they were to like win the championship, maybe that would change things. But even then, I think you can make an argument that's even more of a reason for Donovan to leave. Like, hey, got you guys a chip. Let's go. I don't believe that Cleveland's winning a championship. I just want to be clear with that. But it is something that I think like could maybe change things. But ultimately, I still think Donovan Mitchell leaves. Another reason why I kind of, obviously I want Boston to lose, but for the Lakers' sake, I think if Boston just kind of like runs through the Cavs in like 4 or 5 games, I think again that kind of makes Donovan Mitchell go, let me get out of here. But also just watching the series and again how reliant they are in Donovan Mitchell, right? Is that something Donovan Mitchell wants to continue to happen going forward, right? Is that something where he's like, yeah, like I have to drop 40 a game in the playoffs for us just to win a game 7, right? Like I drop 50 and we lose. Like, does he look at it as like I could go to the Lakers, play alongside LeBron, play alongside Anthony Davis. I know I have help. I know I have support, right? If I'm having an off game, because you saw he had like 2 off games really in this series. Does he look at it and go, man, if I have one of those games where like, I can't find my bucket. I can't find my shot. I have LeBron. I have Anthony Davis to kind of carry the workload. Right? We also could keep some pieces because Donovan Mitchell is not making $45 million a year right now. I mean, eventually he's going to get there. But my thing is that like Donovan Mitchell, he right now could look at it as, okay, I got LeBron, I got Anthony Davis, we got me, right? Probably can keep like a Jared Vanderbilt. So I got that point of attack guy out on the perimeter between me, LeBron, and Anthony Davis. We got more than enough offense. Go get a quality 2 guard. Or if I have to, I could play the shooting guard position. Go get a quality point guard that could be point of attack, right? Let's go get this win, right? Like that's something that the Lakers could potentially look at and look to do. So I do think that, again, from the Orlando side of things, with them wanting D'Angelo Russell, and again, watching this series, they clearly need somebody like that. Even if it's not D'Lo, they need to go get, right? Like, just even remove D'Lo, remove the Lakers from the equation for the moment. Regardless, they need to go get a playmaker. They need to get somebody that can get guys into their spots, get guys into actions, kind of initiate the offense for them. Because, again, that was part of the problem for the stagnation, right? It's just kind of like, it's just a lot of, many times, isolation. Okay, it's just basic, like, dump it down to Banchero or try to, like, just drive and kick rather than, like, getting a guy that bringing the ball up, making some plays, creating things, having things develop. I do think that could go a long way for Orlando. And then bringing back D'Lo into the conversation. Again, they're really high on D'Lo. They want D'Lo shooting, his scoring, as well as his playmaking ability. So I do think that, and they have more than enough defense and just guys to kind of mask him on the defense side of things, where I just think that they'd really be able to draw out what's best for D'Lo. And we've seen, even on the Lakers, right? Like D'Lo is best when he's able to make plays and operate and create those actions. So see how that goes. And then the Cavs side of things, again, I ultimately, just watching this, it's just like, Donovan Mitchell is just, he has to do so much and carry and handle so much. I don't think that that's a huge formula for success, right? Like you could say the same thing about like the Knicks, right? With like Jalen Brunson, but that's also why I don't think the Knicks win a championship. Is like Donovan Mitchell and Jalen Brunson are good enough to get you out of the first round. They're good enough to, potentially, maybe dominoes fall your way, get a couple things kind of falling in your favor, and now you look and you're in the conference finals, something like that. But actually winning a championship, I think Cavs are another guy away, and I just think that the Knicks are another guy away. But I just think Donovan Mitchell, I don't see him sticking around. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that he's locked to go to the Lakers, though, right? Word is right now that it's between the Knicks and the Lakers. I don't really think the Knicks make a lot of sense for Donovan Mitchell, for one. And two, I don't think Donovan Mitchell makes a lot of sense for the Knicks, given that, like, Donovan Mitchell's just basically another Jalen Brunson, right? Kind of an undersized guard. Now, I will say, though, Donovan Mitchell defensively has been excellent this year, right? So maybe that would help, but it's just like, I just feel like they would be more of like, 2 positive charges, like bouncing off of each other. Like, I don't think that they complement each other's game, right? I think the Knicks should be patient, personally, and I know some people are going to look at that and go, well, yeah, of course, because you're a Laker fan, you want him on the Lakers. But no, I mean, seriously, like, how many people genuinely believe that Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell would make the best duo or the best pairing, right? Like, can it work? Sure, right? But there's going to have to be a lot of sacrifice, going to have to be a lot of change on both parts. Because, again, they both play the exact same role. They both play kind of that similar play style and game. I just don't know if that really meshes where, if you look for Donovan Mitchell side of things, it's like you go play with LeBron, you play with Anthony Davis. That's a perfect complement, right? Because LeBron can make the plays, can take pressure off of Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell can take pressure off of LeBron. They all play different positions where, talking about Brunson and Donovan Mitchell both play the same position, right? And then even Anthony Davis gives you that big man that he can dump the ball down to. Again, take pressure off of him, take pressure off of LeBron, take pressure off of basically everybody. Like, the three really complement each other, play different positions, so there's not this like log jam for them, right? So I just think the fit for Donovan Mitchell makes more sense with the Lakers. I also think that just from the Knicks standpoint, they are almost better off just being patient and waiting. Like, does a Joel Embiid become available? Does a Giannis eventually become available, right? Do the Phoenix Suns look to maybe potentially trade Kevin Durant, right? Somebody that is not the same position, that makes more sense alongside Jalen Brunson, where they can kind of make it work. They're not basically the same player. There's this form of dynamic, especially Kevin Durant. I think Kevin Durant would be perfect for the Knicks, if I'm being honest, right? A guy that doesn't need the ball, a guy that can be effective and efficient, so Jalen Brunson can still basically be Jalen Brunson. He doesn't really have to change his game much. And then he just have Kevin Durant who can go drop 25 on 12 attempts, right? Like, it's just, that's kind of how I look at it. But we'll see. We'll see how this plays out. We'll see what the progress is. But this, again, was an excellent series, fun series. You got to tip your hat to the Orlando Magic because they're a young, fun, exciting team. And then, the Cleveland Cavaliers closing it out, staying strong at home. There's a couple moments where it was looking really bleak for them, and then they pulled it out, kept tacking away, locked down defensively, hit shots. Again, Donovan Mitchell doing Donovan Mitchell things. This was a great game. This was a great game all around. But I'm curious to see how the offseason, and again, both Cleveland and Orlando, those are two teams you got to keep an eye on when you're talking about the Lakers this offseason. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? Do you like the idea of Donovan Mitchell on the Lakers? Do you think the Lakers end up trading D'Lo to the Orlando Magic? What did you think of the series? All these things, I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. I enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.